Need to know media.
What's good, guys?
It's good.
Fucking new Molly.
I went from fuck up so fucking hard right now I'll put you in your place. Motherfuckers will fuck up me coming through pumping you full of bass. Fuck rest of it's a apocalyptical. Fucking you in the face. Self cherries to my dick me fucking on. Fuck everyone else in the prize. Now go for the jugular. Surprise me and fuck up.
What up, NTK fans? This is Asia here with Des Luca the Cannibal. About to do a really personal interview right here.
How you guys doing? Your boy Des Luca the Cannibal. Seattle representing. Out here with Need to Know Media. Shout out to my people. Repping that mafia. What's good, cannibals? Hi, hi, hi.
So let's get a little comfortable now so we can get into the questions. So, what I want to know is how you started out rapping.
Started out rapping? That's a good question. I started out rapping because there was a lot of tracks that I like needed to have for the emotions I was feeling at the time that weren't in existence by my favorite horrorcore rappers and stuff. And along those lines, and I figured I'd just make them myself, and they came out really bad, really bad. And you know, when I first started doing horrorcore, there wasn't as many other horrorcore rappers to listen to like there is now. Like for people who are just now getting into horrorcore, there's some different devil rappers.
Sure.
There's some different fucking cannibal rappers now. There's some different fucking underground style, more strange music oriented style rappers, you know? To just be, oh, I feel this right now. I know 3 tracks off the top of my head that relate to that emotion. It wasn't like that when I was younger. Like you had ICP, Twisted, Blaze, ABK, King Gordy, Brother Lynch Hung, and like SKR if you're in that kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? Like that was like it. That was it. Like it was even before like you know, Scum and Smalls One and Dark Half really blew up like over the last like 5-6 years, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just been it was like when I first started, it was a long time ago. When I first started listening, I'm not even talking about when I first started rapping, when I first started listening, I've been listening to horrorcore since I was probably 11, 12.
Was there anybody who like heavily influenced that for you?
Like my initial listening to horrorcore was introduced to me through ICP before anything. And they're not so much horrorcore in the sense of like what I think of it today, but like just that harder style of rap, crazy murder rap shit, you know. And I got that probably, when I was about 12, got my first CD, got 3 more after that. And then it just, I listened to Psychopathic along, you know, I'm a juggalo for life, you know, and but after that I really just like realized that like horrorcore is like a lot bigger than that, and like I wanted to, why I started rapping was that so I could be a part of
the bigger
music,
picture.
the bigger genre, you know, not just, you know, Psychopathic or just Strange, but like, you know, horrorcore, like, cause rock ain't got just 2 major labels, you know what I'm saying? Besides Archaic the Devil, I'm the only horrorcore rapper on Danger Mouse. What, 8+ years, I'd say confidently. I've known all these people, like, oh yeah, and not 80%. I'm sure there's a couple people at DMR I don't really, like all the main homies, Mika Zetcher, our boss, you know, Manny Merck. You know, I just met recently. I met Manny Merck about a year ago when we started Metal Mouth Gang, but like all his family I've known for way longer than I've known Merck. That's why when me and Merck clicked up, we instantly were like, oh, we're starting a rap group. We're putting grills on our mouth, going dumb, and making a murder track, Grills and Kills. Great mixtape, you should pick it out. It's at DangerMafiaRecords.com. But yeah, it's just like I know all these people like really well. Like, and the ones that I haven't known for years are people that the people I have known for years know well. So I trust them, and I knew them instantly. Like we all work hella well together. I'd rather be making music at DMR than anywhere else. I've been a part of, I have owned my own record label, Connected by Cause Records. We signed a bunch of different artists on development deals. I was on Bloodshed Records, Bobby Sick for a while. I didn't do too well, and I haven't had really a solid label to be on for years since those 2, and then I
How
found
many
DMR.
is? I know this isn't your first one you've been signed.
I've been signed to, like, actually signed a contract, including DMR, 3 labels. and then I owned one, so that's 4. So I've signed contracts, even for my own label. So 4 contracts I've signed all together, and all of them were pretty bad except for DMR's. I like that one was, I'm not gonna get into details or anything, but that one was definitely the fairest contract I've seen in the music industry. That.
So what do you have upcoming for your new music, new albums, anything?
Yeah, I've never, a lot of people think that like, everyone assumes that since I've released so much music that I've released a bunch of albums, and it's like, everything I've ever released has either been a single or a mixtape. And I've never made like story. Well, that's not true. Apex Predator was pretty much a whole story, but there were still tracks on there that weren't relevant to the storyline of Apex Predator. So it was always a mixtape. I mean, the beats on it says on the back of the CD, duplication is encouraged. It's not, you know. But right now I'm working on Serial Killer X. And speaking of which, I wanted to give a shout out to the East Coast SKX, my homeboy Serial Killer X. That's my boy. West Coast SKX in the building. Shouting out to East Coast SKX. Holla at me. That's a good homie of mine. He's cool. He's a good guy. Yeah, I'm working on Serial Killer X, and it's be the first project that's a cohesive story from front to back. Every track is relevant.
So we need to know the story.
Yeah. It's. I can tell a little bit. It's about a serial killer that kills serial killers the way those serial killers kill their victims.
A serial killer that kills serial killers the way those serial killers kill their victims.
Essentially, he kills bad guys the way they kill good guys. It gets really complicated. It's really in depth, and like you need to listen to Apex Predator and Razor Blade Serenade at least. My 2 mixtapes, they're both free on DatPiff right now. Definitely listen to those before you listen to Serial Killer X, so you can kind of get the backstory of him becoming Serial Killer X. Yeah, as far as the album goes, you know, we got a bunch of really good collabos. It's going to be released through Danger Mafia. There's going to be no thing overlooked. It's going to be perfect art. I've already released the art on my Facebook. If you want to see the new art for the Serial Killer X cover, go to facebook.com/DesLuca, and you'll be able to peep that out. It's dope. Me and my brother spent a lot of time on it. We got some really good collabos. Boondocks is going to be on the album. That's going to be dope. We already got that track released. You can peep it out at DangerMafiaRecords.com or on our SoundCloud /DangerMafiaRecords. You can peep out the free track. But yeah, for the most part, it's coming together and it should be done by the end of the year.
How old are you right now?
I am 25. I've been rapping since I've been professionally rapping since I was like 20. But
And your favorite show, the one that must get you hyped up?
Oh, my favorite show. My favorite time performing would have to be a tie between Gorefest 2013, or was it 2012? I think it was 2013, and Gathering of the Juggalos 2012. Because in 2012, I didn't even get booked for the Gathering, and they had this stage for up-and-coming artists to perform on. And like there was like a couple people there, no one ever really paid attention. So I was noticing the way the crowd moved in and out between the Gathering from the main stage to the Spasmatic Hangout tent. And I noticed after every major act, there was a flood of like 3,000 Juggalos to the Spasmatic tent, and no one was performing. So I figured if ICP was performing that night at midnight, and they'd be done about midnight, you know, probably be done about midnight 30. If I started performing at midnight, like at 12:30, 12:45, I'd be performing for like 3,000 ninjas. So what I did was I went and talked to the sound guy, and I said, hey man, let me get that 12:30 slot. He said, cool, I'll mark you in. And I said, let me get it every night though. And he said, what? And I hooked him up with some bud, and I smoked with him and told him what I'm trying to do. And he's like, I feel you, man. And he hooked it up, and I got every slot for the 4 days at the Gathering right after the headliner. And every night I performed in front of like 600 to 1,500 Juggalos. And
that really helped with your
and that's how I got a good chunk of my initial base. I remember I got off stage, and this kid came up to me, and he handed me $40. And I was like,
what's good?
I was like, what's this for? He's like, man, you were just hella dope, dude. And I just wanted to, pay you for your talent and shit. And just, that was just so fresh. I sat here and watched you perform that whole set, man. It was like half an hour. And I was like, well, dog, well, here's like 3 CDs, some bandanas, and a t-shirt, and a hat, man.
For
That's
real?
worth $40 right there. And he's like, oh, you got merchandise? And he told all his homies, and I brought a trunk full of merchandise and I had a backpack on me, and I stuffed it. I mean, it was a big, like, travel backpack, and I stuffed it full with merchandise, and I sold, right then and there, the whole backpack was gone. Ran back to the car, came back, sold a couple more CDs. Next night, sold out that backpack. I literally went home with like 50 CDs out of 200 and like had no merchandise, had a couple bandanas, that was it. That was dope. Other favorite show I ever done besides The Gathering 2012
Was Gorefest 2013.
Scum had I wasn't even booked for it, you know? Like I wasn't even supposed to perform, and I showed up and I saw Scum, I saw everybody. I was like, what up, yo? This is the shit, you know? And if you don't know who Scum is, he's the owner of LSP out in Denver, huge horrorcore label, really successful. And he came up to me, and Scum's a crazy dude, man. He does this thing where like he like, cause you're in a venue, it's really loud, so he'll try and like direct his voice towards you. So he always comes up to you with his hand over his mouth like this. He's like, hey Des, so yeah, you wanna do like a 10-minute set? And I was like, hell yeah. And he comes over to me like 2 seconds later, he's like, why don't you make it a 15? So I wasn't ready to perform. I had a set on me always, you know, but I'm used to having my hype man with me. I hadn't ever really performed without my brother Preacher there, you know what I'm saying? So I looked at my boy from Detroit, shout out to Hallucinate, top demon hell's warrior, that's my boy. And my boy fucking Hallucinate was like, he's like, oh, I got you, I know most of your tracks, homie. So I went up there with my big homie. We were just up there killing it, and man, besides the fact that you can't breathe in Denver because it's so elevated, like there's like no oxygen, like weed hits you hella, alcohol hits you hella, like trying to rap hits you hella. Like it's brutal to perform in Denver. Like it takes a lot of, I don't know how people do it regularly. Like the air up there is just, it's so elevated there, it's so thin, like you're just like, I can't breathe. I'm like, trying to breathe, like I've been smoking cigarettes again or something. Like I can't even function and perform there. But we got through the set. I was super lightheaded afterwards. But you know, there was like 800 people there, like just standing there, like rocking out with me, like 800 people getting drunk, partying. I had like 300 people in the front row just kicking it with us and stuff. And the homie Lynch, he's Scum's hype man from LSP. Shout out to the Hype Man Coalition. He came out on stage and like gave a big shout.
Like, this is the LSP homeboy that's Luca. He came all the way up from Washington. So he hyped me up hella good, and the crowd was hella about it. And that was probably my favorite show besides The Gathering I've ever done. I got mad love for the whole Denver scene, you know what I'm saying? They've just like the fans and the artists, they've created what every state's horrorcore scene wants to do. They did it. You know what I'm saying? Like they made it. They did it. They really did it. And it's good to see that like it's possible, you know what I'm saying? To make a thriving local scene for horrorcore, because like in Seattle there is none. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a little bit, there's a little bit, you know, like there's a little bit everywhere, but it's not like Denver. It's not like Denver, it's not like Wicked Wisco in Wisconsin, it's not like any of that, you know? It's just, that's a whole different level of like a scene. Like it's like how raving is out here is how horrorcore is in Denver. You know, it's crazy. Like it's, yeah, exactly, that's what I'm saying. But it's crazy. I got mad love for Denver. I'm actually going back over there with the homies AVL here soon, so I should be, but I'm pretty sure I will be. It's gonna be dope. I'm glad to go back and go kick it.
Yeah, I'm excited to go down there too.
Yeah, it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be really dope.
What's the weirdest thing any fans ever asked you?
Oh man,
I know you got hella fans.
Yeah, the weirdest thing would have to be, I'm not gonna say his name because it's pretty weird, but I had this fan, he would like hit me up all the time, but like it wasn't ever like structured sentences, and he hit me over Facebook, you know, so like, it's not like, hey Des Luca, what's good, dog? It was more like, sup. I'd be like, hey, and then he would hit me up for 2 days, and then he'd hit me back and be like, within oneself, and I'm like,
all right,
okay. And this went on for a while. Like he would just message me really odd things like sky, earth, northwest, death.
Like in each word is a separate message. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like a sentence or anything. It's really weird. And he hits me up one day and like starts talking about how he has mental problems and all this other things. And I was like, okay, man. And I was like telling him, I was like, bro. He's like, I got mental problems too. You can get through that kind of deal. You know what I'm saying? And it's not a big deal. And I don't know if he was just saying that to like talk to me because I make it apparent in my music that I have mental problems. You know, he's trying to relate to me, right? But you know, he's like, hey, so I know you probably don't want to, but you could totally come out to Portland and kill and eat my girlfriend for me. And I was like, whoa.
Kill and eat my girlfriend for me. And I was like, whoa.
Shit.
Yeah, about that. I'm not trying to go to Portland right now. like you know, like you don't just be like, you don't just crush the kid for asking him to eat his ex-girlfriend or current girlfriend. I'm not sure. It was really weird. And like he was pretty serious. Like it didn't seem. I didn't get that vibe of like, oh, I'm gonna go fuck with this. Look online, make like I'm gonna say some stupid cannibal shit.
I saw that deep shit he was talking about earlier.
Yeah. He was really like, hey man, I know you probably don't have time or you don't want to. You're a busy cannibal. I know, but like, could you come eat my ex bitch for me and kill her? I know if you can't, dude, it's totally cool.
Could you come eat my ex bitch for me and kill her? I know if you can't, dude, it's totally cool.
I just need to ask.
Yeah, and I was like, I really ain't got the ability to just go to Portland and murder your girlfriend right now. So, you know, I mean, everyone loves a good horror flick.
True.
Just look at a cannibal. Come on, you know, my last name's Cannibal. Let's get with it. But I'm not coming out to Portland to eat your girlfriends, guys. Cannibals, you hear me? I can't do that for you. We've been doing a lot of this thing that my homies have been calling Team Cannibal. I call it like the Cannibal Coalition, Cannibal Crew. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, because I'm in a couple rap groups. I'm in Metal Mouth Gang with DMR. I'm with In Cut Up Crew, which is newly put on DMR. We're gonna start releasing singles through there. Archaic the Devils, In Cut Up Crew, and Manny Merchant, Metal Mouth Gang, and we all hella good homies. There's so many rap groups anyway. We haven't really decided to make like a super group or anything like that, or combine the two or nothing like that. We're on the same label. We're all best friends. Me, Preach, and Merc are like the three musketeers of DMR. You know, like it's the three horrorcore rappers that actually, you know, the three horrorcore rappers on DMR. We're always like, you know, and we have this Cannibal Crew set that we do where like we do some collabos with each other. We just mix it all together, and I think that's the best because like there's been so many times where it's just me rapping and me rapping and me rapping, and then Preacher does a verse, then me rapping, then me rapping, then Preacher does a verse. Yeah, and like he's a hype man. That's what he loves to do. You know what I'm saying? And he's a solo artist too. He's just signed to DMR, about to drop a bunch of dope ass cuts. He just dropped a new cut.
Super excited.
My favorite song right now to perform is Get Violent because it has both my best friends in it. It's the only song that has Manny Merc and Archaic the Devil. It's the only Cut Up Crew Metal Mouth Gang mixture collabo song that has ever happened, you know what I'm saying? And obviously we plan on doing more. We're all homies and shit, but it's like we're focusing on our own careers too.
You'll have the great energy up there because I saw y'all at Stickfest and that was really cool.
Yeah.
Got to take pictures for that.
Stickfest was dope. Shout out to the Undertakers. But yeah, Stickfest was dope. Stickfest was a really dope festival. It's out in Eastern Washington, Basin City. It's held by the Undertaker Motor Club every year. It's open to the public, isn't it? It's open to the public. It's open to the public.
Yeah, totally.
Come kick it. Come party. All you guys want. We're gonna be there next year, I'm sure. It was really dope. They took to us really well. We were the first rap acts to ever perform there in the first 5 years that they've been doing it, and they hella liked us. They loved us, and Nino Media was there. They were there, and Nino Media did a little filming of me on the bus and everything. You guys should go check it out on the Nino Media Facebook page and everything.
Also got albums on there. See some pictures. More coming up soon. Photoshop's a bitch. Most definitely.
That's the truth. But yeah, no, Stickfest was dope. I had hella fun at Stickfest. I feel like that's like the.
I had low expectations at first, but it
yeah, it was crazy.
Totally.
Like I just didn't expect it to be the way it was. Like there was a good chunk of people there. There was a good chunk of people at Stickfest, and especially like to see how tight that group of people is, and then to just recognize how tight the Mafia is, and
for us to recognize that of each other and then be like, oh yeah, that's the Lost Tribe, that's our homies
For
over there, you
real,
know
I
what I'm
forgot
saying?
they even called us that.
Yeah, they called us the Lost Tribe, and like it was amazing to me because they like, out of any sort of scenario, there's no way that a horrorcore rapper in a group, motor club would link up in that way.
Yeah.
And you know, it was just hella fresh. I'm hella pumped about it. I was really they're good people.
wondering how
They're
that
good
was
people
gonna-
out there. Yeah. And I mean, man, I've never been drunk. That I'll tell you, my fans know I don't drink. My fans know I drink a little bit here and there. You know, I have my Paps.
What
You know,
were
no
you
big deal.
drinking there, Des?
Fireball and Jello shots and Bloody Marys. And
Yeah.
I've never been that drunk in my life. I was wearing someone else's pants.
We got some really good pictures of that moment.
Yeah, check out Need to Know Media for all your drunk Des Luca pictures.
Actually, I have hella of those.
Yeah, but that was good, and it was fun. It was dope. It was dope, and I really appreciate the video you guys did for me. It was a
No
really
doubt.
good video. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
I'm excited to get to know all you guys better. with
Yeah, it's gonna be
DMR.
dope. DMR is gonna be having. I'm sure there's gonna be more DMR interviews coming on this page, especially with like Arcade
For
the
real.
Devil, all your favorite cannibal rappers. So they coming in. Yeah.
So this has been running a little long.
Mhm.
Go smoke a bowl after this.
Yes,
But
I'm totally
first-
down to smoke.
I need to know your end game. What's in
End
store
game.
for you? What you want out of this?
Rapping? Well, that's a hard thing. It's like I started out with this vision of like, I was a street kid for a long time, and
Here in Seattle.
yeah, man, that's a hard question to answer. I didn't think about how hard this question. But you know, I started out with this like, oh, I'm gonna get off the block, I'm gonna start rapping, I'm gonna get all my boys to rap with me. I started connecting by Cause Records. I had like 15 homies on the label. We was banging out cuts, throwing shows at parks with like 150 people showing up, throwing shows in my garage with 150 people showing
Yeah.
up. Like that's how I started, was like, because there was no venues where like, what the fuck's horrorcore? No horrorcore rapper was
So, like,
coming
a film
through.
festival?
Yeah, there was no horrorcore rappers coming through on tour except for ICP and Twisted. That was
Yeah.
it. Twisted was like the only underground hardcore murder rap artists that had even come through Seattle in years. Like Mars came through one time on a really shoddy show, you know? Like there was just not there. So we would do them in like garages and like
Anywhere you could, really.
anywhere. It wasn't like the rest of the country where there's places in the country where horrorcore is popping like that. So my idea was like, let's get all the street kids making music and we can stop fucking selling drugs and fucking robbing people and we can actually maybe sell some CDs. You know, and that
CDs, not drugs.
and yeah, and then as it came and you realize that some people don't have drive like you do and some people have other drives for other things and like some people just are good rappers and just didn't work well with you, so they have, and now I'm still cool with a lot of people off CBCR. I'm not cool with a lot of people off CBCR, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
that's just the truth about it. And you know, when you get to a point where like I feel like not even like on that cusp of like becoming somebody and still unknown, you know, like yeah, I have my hardcore cannibals that like just fuck with me hella tough, but it's not like I'm a common horrorcore name yet, like that, like Low Key or Playboy the Beast or Twisted or fucking any of them cats, you know. And you know, even though I've done songs with like all these people, like I've done songs with Playboy the Beast, I've done songs with, it hasn't came out yet, but I've done songs with Playboy the Beast, I've done songs with Funky Vampire, I've done songs with all these, Kid Crusher, you know, Boondocks, and there was a point where I was like, yeah, I just want to fuck making money, fuck doing shows, nothing, you know what I'm saying? Let's just do what you've always wanted to do. Let's do a tour. Let's do a song with Boondocks and like not worry and just do it because you want to do a song with one of your favorite
Yeah.
rappers, you know what I'm saying? And like, so I did that. I did a song with one of my top favorite rappers of all time, and like, and now I'm in contact with like cats like Redhead Steve and stuff, which is like one of the original murder rap artist out of hardcore gangster rap artist out of Seattle. Like the dude who paved the way for me to even start repping Seattle and killing people in my music, you know? And now that I'm getting that, I feel like I have to do something more, you know what I'm saying? And that's all I'm after at this point. Is like, yeah, I want to sell CDs. Every artist wants to sell CDs. I want people to download my mixtape. I want people
Okay.
to buy my t-shirts and support so I can buy more CDs, to sell more CDs, to push the music more, do more shows, meet up with more fans, hang out with more fans. That's the ultimate goal, is to get people to like what you're doing and relate to you, and then go meet up with them and kick it with them.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't understand why
Like
artists.
the ultimate artist, man.
Right.
I would not love anything more than just hang out with my favorite artist.
That's what I'm
low-key,
saying.
Without any like.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Crazy
But like, why
shit.
would an artist just go on tour and then just sit backstage the whole time? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I need my backstage time. I ain't gonna lie, especially before my set. You
My
ain't gonna
fans are
see
crazy.
me. Yeah, you ain't gonna see me before my set. You know what I'm saying? They might make me eat their girlfriend before my set, and then I'm too full to go on. But the point of the matter is that after my set, I'm down to kick it with anybody. I'll take you backstage and we'll smoke. I don't care. You know? But I'm at a point where everyone's asking me like, why aren't you doing shows? And I'm like, I'm not doing shows because no one shows up to the shows in my part of the state. You know what I'm saying? Like,
True.
Washington doesn't have a very thriving
surprisingly
horrorcore.
hard.
Yeah, it's
People
hard.
actually
And there was a
go.
point. Yeah, there was a point where I was selling 40, 50 tickets a show, and you know, I was making no money. The venue was making all the money. The headlining acts was barely making their money. Barely. You know, barely they were getting enough money to go to the next city, you know.
Yeah.
Anybody, A&B to freaking Scum to Bibster to any of them cats, you know what I'm saying? The venue makes the money, and then they're barely getting, the only way they're getting guaranteed is if the promoters are paying right out of their pocket, out of their own bank account.
And that's just
And it's
burning it.
right, and it's just the game stinks. So I took a step back, you know, and I feel like I'm doing a lot better since I stopped opening locally. And I haven't really said this on camera. I haven't said this to anybody. You know, it's like I feel a lot better that I don't do the local thing anymore, because I've gained more fans. I've made more money. I've had more opportunities. I've done more things not being a local opener than I ever
Yeah.
did being a local opener. You know, I did my own tour.
That's crazy.
You know, all by myself, 7, 8 dates. I don't even remember. 7, 8 dates booked by myself with Bibster. You know, shout out to Bibster, UAM movement, all my assassins. You know, and you know, we went to Reno, we went from Cali, we went everywhere. It was just so much. Oregon, Washington. We just did the whole, practically half the West Coast. You know, and it was so much fun. And I have done more doing that than anything. And I'm on a last note. You know, I've never been the one to pay to play, you know? And I think that's a big problem, is like, I would sell tickets so I could get the ticket minimum down, but at the end of the day, that's paying to play, because you're paying gas to sell these tickets. And no matter how much money you make off these tickets, that don't equal out to the gas, it don't equal out to the food you're paying for the hype man and the
True.
drivers and the Birch Girl. You gotta give free CDs away and stuff, you know? So you might make $300 a night on a good night, or $100 on a bad night, $150 on a bad night selling merch. But you spent more of that in food and gas going to the show
Buying the merch.
and selling the CDs. So what it comes down to is, I'd rather build on my own, make the money the little bit of cheddar I can make off my music, and support myself the way I can, you know. And I know my cannibals support that, and they know what's good, and they gladly buy my CDs, and they gladly buy my merch, and they gladly hit me up asking for discounts. I give discounts, I give free shipping. I don't give a fuck, you know. As long as you supporting and you know, you put in that effort to rep the team, that's all that matters to me, you know what I'm saying? And if y'all had merch, I'd buy it too, straight up. Straight up.
Alright, guys, let's go smoke.
Yep, for sure, I'm down.